Hi, everybody. Welcome to Detention. You're all in detention. This is the Ioth Academy post show, and we finally had a chance to sit back, relax, talk a little bit, not go to other dimensions. Kind of.
Vaguely.
It was touch and go. I'll just go ahead and start unless anybody wants has a hot tip they want to just interrupt with. I'll start. We'll do stars and wishes, favorite moments, and things you hope will happen or you want more of or less of. Crowan.
Sure. Star, honestly, I think probably the Cries, but it's like Cries have been going through some shit, but nobody gives a single fuck. And he's just actually so fried just mentally. Having to deal with all these pixies and fairies and everything like that. But yeah, your boy's going through it. But surely he'll come out of it stronger. Copium.
Yes.
Yeah, probably not, but we'll see. Wait, but Among Us. And wish is there's one of two things. I mean, surely Sventisco will, tell Mason what's up eventually. So I already know it's gonna happen at some point. But honestly, I think the uncle progression of actually learning uncle's motives, because that point got brought up, and Elnau is like, have you never asked, what's his deal here? What's his goal is here? What the thing? And it's like, oh, I guess not. It just kind of never came up. For good reason, right? It's kind of mentally traumatic, but yeah, it's kind of learning and figuring that out, because I think we're at that kind of point here. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, both of those shall be further revealed. And I promise Sventisco will have a chance. We've now had 2 episodes of Sventisco interrupt this. And at this point, if she's not if she doesn't have something absolutely world breaking to say, it's going to be such a disappointment. Legs, what about you?
I really like cheesy fries. Stars. I enjoyed having a Jimmy Neutron brain blast. I'm like, she can't access Dream because it's a city of elves and no one sleeps. And I was wrong. But I still
were you though?
I still felt like I'd gone into the Jimmy Neutron brain blast to come out like, Eureka.
Were you wrong though? Did you see any dreaming mortal minds where she is?
True. No idea. Don't know if I would be able to see them. For wishes, I want to see more of what's happened over on the Western continent with Ariana's little Naomi tribute.
Can we not? Can we not? No.
I think we need to.
Bro.
It's
that's
pretty important to the plot. We should go through it in great detail.
Murdering children is wrong.
Check with Necra, see what her schedule
is.
is.
Got a grave. Ugh. Rough.
Got like a little can.
So, on that note, Lemon.
Oh, stars, I don't know. I liked just going through the motions of recovering from yesterday and just having a more normal day today. That was nice. That was nice. A little bit of cries, a little bit of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
A bit of Cyrus.
Pass out at Cyrus's.
Yeah.
Teresa, pass out Cyrus's room. Oh, my back hurts. Like, huh?
I know. I made that joke on purpose. Damn, my back just
hey, yo.
broken.
Good job, Cyrus? No, bad job, Cyrus.
Totally intentional. Because I feel like that's what a totally sexless teenager would do. Is just make an accidental innuendo. Just, what do you mean?
Yeah, middle school is rough.
Wishes. I mean, IRL me wants to see more of this Naomi grave mid character. I also don't want to because I'm like, damn, I'm tired of being traumatized.
Well, then you gotta stop doing war crimes.
I know, but he's just been flicking me in the nose about this Naomi shit like 600 times. Like, it's getting old, like he's Naomi's dead. Like, I know I did it. Like, it's, I don't know. I'm wondering how many times that's gonna work. Like, yeah, like she probably feels bad, but it's also like now she knows that that's what he uses to get at her. So it's like, I know what you're doing. So
I don't have to feel guilty about this. It's just the Herald.
It is what it is,
She's just like Void Corrupt. She's like, Don't care, didn't ask.
Don't care, avoided.
Well, that's
I
why
agree
he's
ignore that, but I'm happy for you.
that's why he was like, okay, the Naomi thing isn't working as well. All right, let's go for the Ariana thing.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that too.
Yeah.
That'll be bad. If
There's-
that happens.
There's other angles for this. When it stops working, he will spam something else because he's an asshole.
True.
I was somewhat happy that we were able to actually progress the plot by a single day. That was fairly
Cool.
pog. And speaking of days, I've been doing a whole bunch of work with lore and backstory. Every time that Lemon asks a question about the timeline or about the order of things that happened, I realize, crap, I need to know when this happened and this happened and this happened. And so one thing that I think would be cool is if we figured out what everybody's in-game birthdays were.
Ooh.
If
Now,
only I knew what the months meant.
Yeah. let's
Garnet,
put that.
we already know what your birthday is. You don't get to
Oh,
choose.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, that was on Zalar's day. But for the rest of you, I'm gonna post a link in chat. The way that
roll for it.
you can 100% roll for it in Roll20. If you do 1d 360, you can generate a random day of the year, and that'll be your birthday.
You
E360?
decide when your parents banged it out. Like, was it like a Valentine's Day thing? Like Zalar's Day got hype, you know?
Well,
I
you
don't
have to
know.
roll for randomly determine, like, one, you could do that and then roll for like the average duration of pregnancy. Those I actually have those rules. They're in the Adventurer's Domestic Handbook.
It's not 9 months.
Oh, for humans, but it's not down to down to exactly that, right?
Classic D&D nerds, and we have to break out the rulebook. So this is how procreation works.
Actually.
We're going to roll on the where babies come from table.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, you can either pick. So the way that the calendar works now, Matt did a lot of the work on this actually a while ago, and I just sort of iterated because the calendar he developed was in one possible future timeline that we don't have to worry about. But given the opportunity to create our own calendar, what we should have done, what I should have done, is add all the little weirdnesses to it that make our calendar unique. It's 365 days, and there are 12 months with different numbers of days, and there's actually like 0.8 extra seconds a year, so that every 4 days you have an extra day and all that stuff. But because this is my fantasy, there are exactly 360 days in the year. And every single month has exactly 30 days, and there is one day in the middle of every month that's like an extra day, and there's one day between every month that's an extra day.
So whatever celestial body Anacra orbits, it does exactly 1 degree per day.
Anacra doesn't orbit anything. It's geocentric.
Oh,
Zalar
wow.
takes the sun across the sky. Raelta takes the pearl moon across the sky. And everything, because like it's all laid out in the Emerald tablets, so it actually freaking works.
Hmm.
All right. Crone, you rolled 128.
Yep.
That is summer in the 5th month, which is Emberheart. Each month is associated with a different one of the Titans.
Mm.
Emberheart is associated with Nis, the Titan of solely of Sin's creation. And this makes perfect sense because Nis is a Titan of inner wisdom and self-understanding and enlightenment. So I have bad news. Your birthday was like 4 days ago. If-
Oh, we all
That is-
forgot.
We
So, you
gotta
know, that's
celebrate
okay.
it.
yeah, it's
No,
the
we were
Oh.
saving the world. It's fine.
Dude, Sventisco's been waiting for like 4 days to say happy birthday. I'm like, wait. Wait.
I can't do it yet. I can't do it yet.
Someone's come up.
Yeah, so your birthday is the 8th of Emberheart. And with some math we could get, I'm going to write that down. And then later I'll do the math because you have a birth year based on your age and blah, blah, blah. And we'll figure that out later. But yeah,
Cool.
your birthday was like, because it's right now, it's the 12th of Emberheart as of right now. So your
Funny.
birthday was literally 4 days ago. Congratulations. Assuming you want to go with that. It kind of makes sense
Yeah,
for your
I'm-
character.
I'm down.
Awesome. All right. Legs,
I rolled
you-
right next to a holiday, so I figured I'd just plus 1 and get a 36. Also, it's a convenient 10% of the year.
Ooh, sweet. Okay, so this is interesting. Your birthday is the 6th day of Animo, which is the month dedicated to the 4 winds.
Ooh.
Oh, fun.
And you killed one of them. Awkward.
Ah.
You mean the 3 wins?
It's the 6th day of that month, and the holiday is the celebration of the Black Dragon God. So it is not something that is celebrated in Onderud at all.
So you're telling me that we killed one of the wins, and we've also killed the blackest of dragons?
That technically you killed the Silver Dragon God, who had gone dark side.
He just got done some weird cosplay.
Exactly. Nagaini is the Black Dragon God, who, and in Anacra, chromatic dragons are not necessarily evil. They often are prideful and covetous and stuff, but that's just sort of like a dragon thing. So black dragons are not automatically evil. And for the moment here, you know what? I'm going to pull this up just so we can see if this coincides at all with your personality traits.
How appropriate, though, that today I did say I'm sleeping like a dragon on a horde.
You literally said that. You literally said that.
Are we horoscoping?
I was going to say, we're just doing some friggin' Zodiac. I'm a Nagaini rising and a Athalor moon.
I'm a Nagaini hoarding.
Nagaini is the dragon god of determination and self-interest. Athalor definitely has determination.
I think Athalor is quite self-absorbed.
Yeah, weird how that worked out. That was organic.
He does think of himself as Ioth there.
Yeah.
Not to be Archmage of the Academy, but the Alpha side.
Mm-hmm. And then we've already established Garnet's birthday is the middle day of Sunrider, the 4th month. It is a day that is not technically part of the month. It's smack dab in the middle, and it's Athalor's day. So easy enough.
Yay.
Right. So one of the places where I'm a little bit stuck is that I was assuming that we were going to have some like downtime. Exactly like Lemon said, we were going to have some school shenanigans, bring in Cryas. Next time I'll see you. And it's funny because I was planning on bringing in Cryas, and then somebody played a Cryas card anyway. So here we are. He has his own thing going on that you're not obligated to care about. But I was sort of, when I wrote down notes for this episode, I wrote down notes for each of you and some personal interactions, some of your plot lines that could progress, etc. And I did have notes about the Sage in there, but I wasn't going to bring it up until some other just, school stuff had happened. But I feel like it's part of that same thing where we're just dragged into all of these urgent things that cannot be ignored.
We just have a couple of concurrent plot lines that are just like, hey, this is major and perilous.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, everything can go back to normal, right? Yeah, as soon as we find the Sage and deal with the war machines and the Anacra shit.
Mm-hmm. I do want to say though that the war machines thing is like if there was a platoon of 24 tanks that got hit by a missile, and now there are 2 tanks. Yeah, they still have 2 tanks, but you can't lead an invasion with 2 tanks. You like, they're still functional, but that unit is destroyed. Your ability to project force with that is pretty much gone. So that's why the Academy, now that they've done the analysis, they still consider it a success. What Garnet thinks, who knows?
Not good enough.
100% fatality, so don't bother.
They still live. They still breed.
It's a long-term project.
I don't know the meaning of the word survivors. It's only know the word failure.
So, Crowin, what is Mason gonna do when they're never gonna go back to normal, but when things calm down and there's no longer a daily time tracking plot line?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think it'll be very influenced by the people around him. I think he'll just try to be like just focus on his own kind of mental health a little bit and try to make sure like, okay, as long as I can just like go through the motions, not be like too messed up by things, and like is gonna be okay with going along with what other people around him are doing. That's kind of why like his first reaction when it was brought up, like, oh yeah, this sage stuff. He's like, oh, okay, sage stuff. Hey, Svatisco, is that okay? Like, I know we had just said, like, we're gonna, chat or do some things, but like, I guess this thing is happening. So, and because she said, like, okay, it's okay, we can do it later. He's like, all right, guess we're going with the sage thing. It's just like, yeah, kind of a product of his environment kind of thing.
Is there anything, you don't have to tell me what it is if you want this from me. Can you think of anything that would change that for him, or is that going to fundamentally be who he is?
There probably is.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it would have to do with like some core backstory stuff, but if that's not like shoved in front of him, it's like pretty easy to like ignore, I think, for him. Or just be like, it's not pressing enough, and yeah, let's go along with what is happening around him.
Once all the pressing stuff is gone, I do intend to shove some backstory in your face. That's been the plan for a while.
Word.
Legs, how's Athalor feeling with regards to the Underwood situation? Is he kind of just sitting with what Uncle said and being like, I'm not going to mess with the political stuff. I am the heir of the Alfar. I'm going to focus on that. Where's his head?
I think Athalor's feeling but afraid to admit that like how he feels about himself and his relation to Ioth and the Alfar people as a whole is larger than the Anandarud family.
Mm-hmm.
And in his head, he's like, I don't need to go back and get involved in that political bullshit because my dad left for like 50 years and then came back and retook his place. And I'm here with the fucking future Queen of Brontha. I've got Mason by my side, being an absolute boss with the Bathotlo. I will come back with a fuck ton of allies and the Quill of Ioth. I don't need this shit right now.
Fair deal.
And he's like, I'm gonna learn the abjuration from Yeldrin. I'm gonna come back and be like, I did this when I was 15, bitch.
All right. Lemon. Garnet. Pretty zeroed in on the sage issue that might have been a byproduct of just being nosy, but also legitimately involved in this. Can she see any further than that right now, or is the cloud of trauma plus having an immediate thing to chase sort of blocking all of that? And do you think her mind will change or her focus will change if things do calm down?
I think she's thinking a lot about the conversation with Sventisco, and also kind of like somewhat impressed with herself that she was able to go to the underworld through the Shadow Walk after just like seeing it once. She's like, maybe I am goated. And then was able, instead of like kind of feeling like so much guilt and like, oh, I wasn't good enough to destroy Diffraxis and all this stuff. She's kind of like, now that she's done all this stuff and like processed it, it's almost like, oh my God, I'm that bitch, like I did all that. That's so cool. I'm that bitch. So I
just
feel
read
like
the book of Seosh, and I'm 100% that bitch.
just checked. Yeah, the reports came in. So there's that, but it's probably like the giant boost of ego is like probably to make up for, or is like covering up all the like guilt and the like feeling of failure and the just all the sadness around everything that's happening, and trying to go back to that normal life. And I think that's why she like tried to stop by the Cyrus room to just like have that normalcy again. And then that again, going back to Elle now saying, oh, like this is never going to stop, and she still is thinking about that. And now when the team was like, oh yeah, we're like good, right? And it's like, no, we have all this other shit. And the sage being the most like important thing to chase after right now, as like another power that the academy desperately needs, especially against the herald, where that's just one of the things that she can help tackle. So getting her back is an important thing. Just if Diffraxis was more immediate and
100%.
stuff.
100%.
But she's super important. Even though she fucking hates her, she realizes kind of like how important she is to the academy and stuff.
You definitely have a career in politics ahead of you. Kat has remembered the thing.
The thing?
The thing that I had you roll for with Uncle.
Oh, I didn't. I'm trying
Uncle
to.
and Anachronus tried to cut a lot of you a deal. Remember? They're like, we'll put Elnau in power if you let us
Oh,
kill
yeah.
the Sage and Untermaler.
Oh, I thought that was Anachronous. Was that
It was
them?
Uncle and Anachronus.
Oh, forgot it was Uncle too.
Uncle has expressed a willingness to cooperate with what everyone thinks are Infernals.
Oh, so we don't remember that then?
It's something you can bring up. It's not too late to bring that up.
We can roll for our intelligence check again next time.
You can just bring because I said that if chat found it or you remembered it, and now because chat found it, I'm not going to refund those resources. Yeah. But you can definitely remember that during your downtime.
But like, what is? Because I'm trying to remember like what put Elnau in power. Because I thought it was like when Garnet threatened to tell Brontha. Because I remember a conversation with the Sage where Garnet was like, "I'm gonna tell Brontha that you guys fucking kidnapped me and all this stuff unless you put Elnau in power." And Sage was like, "Why do I have to be part of this?" And I was like, "Yeah, because your vouch matters more than anyone else's." And she's like, "I vouch, I vote," and then that's what I thought put her in power. I forgot what
So
Uncle even did and all that.
winding back things a little bit, Elnau was lined up to be the next headmaster, but controversy surrounding her use of void magic and like when you showed up, that made her life more difficult. And the Sage was like, "You're messing with dangerous stuff. This void magic will destroy reality. Like, it is toxic to existence." And so Elnau was already like set up to be next, and that came under doubt. And with Ioth gone, there was room for people to like unvouch her. And so you basically apply pressure on the Sage, who has never considered herself to be part of Ioth Academy's faculty or leadership structure. She's an independent agent with her own thing, who just happened to be working with the Academy because that's where she needed to be. But in everyone else's mind, she is one of the last lights of Luminius. She's Ioth's. It's complicated. So in their minds, her vouch mattered.
So we never did any deal.
Correct. You did not take the deal.
Okay.
But Anachronus and Uncle collaborated, and they said, "Hey, if you get rid of the Sage and Untermaler, we will make sure things roll out your way." That was back when Garnet was talking to a lot of people about taking deals, but no deal was ever signed.
Yeah, Garnet was certainly shopping the market.
I was feeling out my options.
You gotta keep your options open.
See who would be a good buddy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Turns out the Archmage was better.
Yep. All right. I have one more thing for us to close out with, but I wanted to check with anybody else and see if there's anything you wanted to bring up first. All right. We'll go ahead and end with, I'm writing a bunch of stuff right now because I have to get the timeline fixed in order to know order of operations. And it's I'm doing a lot of Brontha stuff to answer Lemon's questions, but I want to know from everybody what you'd like to have more info on, TLDR or otherwise. What lore stuff, what should I work on this week? We'll start with Crone as always.
Alex.
Yeah.
Noted.
That's my answer.
Right about my character.
Yes, it's been too long.
Do some fan fiction for me, DM.
Is it fan fiction when I'm technically one of the co-authors?
Ooh, true.
It's just fiction.
Yeah. Legs, what about you? What do you need? What would improve the game for you to have more information available about?
I don't know if it'd improve the game, but I want to know
Improve
more
your
about
happiness.
I want to know more about Ithgos, yeah. Like, how would it improve the game? Yeah, let's get back into another fucking fighting Infernals arc. Let's go, boys! But I want to know more about Ithgos, as they seem like the next major threat.
You've been paying attention. Lemon, what about you?
I'm chilling.
Okay, that's good because I already have a laundry list I'm working on.
Yeah.
So
Bronson politics is all I'm. The coup. The coup is going
Mhm.
strong.
Nope,
Will be
I
strong.
am in the middle of that. By next
Moving
week,
it up.
I should have more information about the Bronta-Botholo conflict because order of operations and details there are important for anybody who's talking about reparations, alliances, blackmail, anything else of that sort.
Sacrifices.
Ah, murdering kings. That's so funny.
I'm gonna have a beautiful lion skin rug when this is all done.
Is he an owl? No, which one's
No, that's the
that?
high
the
priest.
owl's
The
for-
king is
Ah,
is a
fuck.
lion dude. Yeah, Pontus.
Stuffed owl. Lion.
Oh my god.
Garnet's gonna be like, you would make a fantastic cape.
Dude, that would be so fucking badass. You take over and you're just wearing a fucking cape. Of
I was
the
like,
previous
where's the
king.
other? Where's the old king? Whoosh.
Nowhere.
You're wearing like his head is like a hood. The previous High King is safe and well.
We are so sorry for his loss. It's devastating.
He
But
has
we're
simply taken a long vacation.
And we're sure that he's still keeping an eye on us now. Just a little head dress here, real quick. All right. Well, on that delightful note, thank you all of you for sharing your Wednesday with me as always, and we will see everybody next time on Book of Dawn, Ioth Academy.